In everybody's life, there are moments of great clarity that truly shape the direction that you go for the rest of your life. For me, it was 1985, the movie Rocky IV. I was 9 years old and my dad took me to see Rocky IV. That was the first time I can remember ever looking at two dudes and thinking to myself, my God, that's what I want. The physiques on these guys. Rocky, the Russian. My God, it was incredible. Looking back now at the movie, like they look natural, but at the time, like this was like mind-blowing stuff for me. And I knew that if you could build a body like that, I definitely wanted it. So for those of you who haven't seen Rocky IV, it basically takes Rocky and this Russian and they go to Russia and they start training for this fight. And you really see the two different styles of training. You see Rocky, who is just like gutting it out. He's running up mountains. He's in his basement lifting rocks and crazy things and doing sit-ups and jumping rope and being all like badass Rocky. And on the other side, you've got the Russian, big, tall, strong. He's got science, he's got money, he's got technology, and he had steroids. I think it was steroids. It could have been like a B12 shot, right? But they shot something into his shoulder. And it was at this precise moment that I can remember thinking to myself, you can either work hard or you can take the easy route. I know, this was like mind-blowing stuff for a 9-year-old. But from this, I went home and in my basement, I started doing push-ups. I got like a little weight set. I mean, 9 years old, I'm in my basement trying to be Rocky. So for the next 3 years, I'm in my basement working out. When I was 12 years old, my mom gave me a membership to a fitness center, and this was life-changing for me. It was the first time I was in the gym and I was around people that had muscles. So I'm the youngest dude in the gym. All these other guys are lifting, they have big muscles, but there was one guy particular that was just like gigantic. He was what everybody in the muscle magazines looked like. And I went to one of the other guys that was in the gym. I said, yo, how do I get that? Steroids. You gotta take lots and lots of steroids. And right away I thought back to the Russian. I'm like, no, I gotta be like Rocky. I'm not touching that stuff. So I go to college and I start working at a fitness center. I say it's a fitness center. It was a gym. Not only was it a gym, it was like a crap hole of a gym. And a lot of the dudes that went there were just absolutely insanely juiced, right? They were taking lots of supplements. And that was the first time I started learning about, performance enhancing drugs, including things like taking insulin and all sorts of, crazy, like dangerous things. And there was one guy there that was like, yo, do you want me to get you anything? And I'm like, no. That being said, I love the changes in my body. It made me feel good about myself. It made me feel sexy. And if I'm being honest, I wanted to get bigger. I wanted to be a bodybuilder. And so I started doing a little bit of research. I started talking to more guys in the gym. And that is when I started creatine monohydrate. Guys, I will link to this product down in the description. It's our bodybuilding.com landing page. Bodybuilding.com is an incredible partner of the AlphaM YouTube channel. There you can also find my list of the top 10 supplements along with an incredible price on creatine monohydrate. This creatine is fantastic. And if you missed the video I did talking about the AlphaM top 10 supplements to build a better body, you definitely should hit that link and go watch that video. And if you like any of the things that I'm talking about, that landing page will give you a discount on any of the products that bodybuilding.com sells or my specific top 10 supplements. But anyway, in college, I decided, I'm like, yo, creatine monohydrate, it was started by, basically it was popularized by a guy named Bill Phillips. He had a company, EAS, for those of you who have been around for a while. They were the first people to really mass market creatine monohydrate. It was a drink called phosphagen, and you would take it like, pre-workout. It had a bunch of sugar, and what they found is that taking something high in glucose along with creatine monohydrate actually would help it get absorbed into your muscles. Creatine, it's natural, it's safe. At the beginning when it first came out, people were all like, oh, creatine, it's not okay and it's dangerous. It's fine. What creatine basically does is goes into your muscle and it hydrates your cells, and so you're going to gain a little bit of weight. Now, that weight is typically water weight, but what happens, you recover faster and you also get a little bit stronger. At least I did. I put on, when I started taking creatine, about 10 pounds within the first month. Now at this point, when I was in college, I was lifting really hard, I was supplementing creatine, I was also taking a multivitamin. Multivitamins I feel are critical to just health, and before you start taking a lot of other things, if you're not taking the basic fundamental building blocks of life, all of the nutrients in a multivitamin, guys, there's also my favorite multivitamin, new chapter, link down below as well. But I wasn't really dieting real well. I was eating a lot of Taco Bell, I was eating cafeteria food, my diet sucked. But when I graduated college and I met a gentleman and we started a nutrition store. This is where the education on steroids, supplementation, and nutrition truly began. The year was 1998 when he and I sort of started this nutrition store, and right away we had an influx of bodybuilders, and because I wanted to be a bodybuilder, I started talking, picking their brains. I'm at this nutrition store, I'm working, I'm around people, tons of people every day that are on steroids, and I started asking questions because at that point I was sort of at a crossroads. It was like, okay, I want to be a bodybuilder. What direction do I want to go? And this one guy that I knew who was taking steroids said, you know, you haven't taken anything? I'm like, no, nothing. And he's like, well, before you do, I just want you to know that there are other organizations out there. And the one organization that he told me about that was a local organization was the SMBF, or the Supernatural Bodybuilding Federation. SMBF, Supernatural, huh, that's interesting. I'd been to bodybuilding shows to see some of these guys that I became friends with. And they were NPC shows, right? The big national shows, and everybody up there was juiced. And I once heard somebody say that, you know, a bodybuilder that's up there on stage in the NPC, or, you know, a pro bodybuilder, going up there without steroids would be like Miss America competing without makeup on. And this really stuck in my head. But also, remember, I was still rocky, right? I didn't want to do anything. I wanted to work super hard. I didn't want to take the easy way out. And in my head, I always correlated steroids with taking the easy way out. But something else really kind of magical happened during that time. I went to see a Supernatural bodybuilding show, and I saw guys that didn't look like the guys that were all on steroids. They looked like sort of miniature versions of them. They weren't as big, they looked amazing, they looked super lean, they looked muscular, they looked like me. And I decided that was the lifestyle I wanted. I didn't want to go and take steroids. And, you know, I competed for a while, but I've showed this before. This is the Supernatural Bodybuilding Federation trophy I won at Natural Nationals. Now everybody's like, well, what's supernatural mean? We got polygraph tested and pee tested. So before the show, you would have an appointment, you'd go in, you'd sit there, and you'd get strapped up, and there would be somebody, and so you took a lie detector test. And then you'd also have a pee test if you won afterwards. And you know, it was amazing competing with people that were all sort of like on the same playing field and same level. Now, during my days at the nutrition store, this was when I really started to get serious about nutrition. And because we had all the supplements there and I could get a really good deal on them, that's when I started supplementing with things like protein. Guys, if you are working out and lifting weights and you're not taking a protein supplement, there is no better way to get incredibly high quality protein shuttled like directly to your muscles, to be broken down, amino acids, get them building bigger and stronger and helping you gain muscle. You combine a little bit of this with this, not together, but, you know, a regimen. I can't imagine the pressure that people feel to look good now. But honestly, what I feel and what I've actually seen over the course of the years is that because I never took the easy way out, and I'm not saying that when you take steroids, it's easy and you instantly get an amazing body. It's not that way at all, but it does change the game. And it does make it easier to put on muscle mass. There are things you can take that help you get super lean and all that good stuff. But when I see people that I knew back then, back in like 98, 2000, and I look at them now, if they're still in the gym or not dead, and I look at me, I still look amazing. And I think truly the reason is because I've chosen a lifestyle, not a quick fix. And I've never taken any performance enhancing drugs. I never will. And I truly hope you won't, because I'm not a doctor. I don't know if they will or won't hurt you. I can't say that. I know that there's use, I know there's abuse, I know that there is a difference, but at the end of the day, I'm a walking example of just living the lifestyle. You know, eating clean, you know, taking your vitamins, you know, like I said, multivitamins, some other things, quadricarb for staying lean or getting lean, CLA, essential fatty acids, vitamin C, B complex, D3. There are all sorts of supplements that I take, but they're all natural, and I truly feel like they do help. You know, can you get all of the nutrients from food? No. The reason is because our diets aren't balanced enough, and with crop rotation and the fact that our vegetables don't have the same nutrients as they did years ago, you need to supplement, in my opinion. And if you are interested, in my opinion, in learning more about the supplements that I do take to maintain my body, there's a link down below to that bodybuilding.com landing page. The link down below also will take you to Tailored. It's a 6-week program, diet program, workout program that I've developed with bodybuilding.com. We go over exactly what to lift, how much, how many sets, how many reps, what day, also diet, what to eat, how to sort of structure it in order to get results, lose body fat, gain muscle, guys. It's an amazing program. It's what I've been using for years, and I'm not saying I'm the best built guy in the world, but I'm 42 years old and I'm definitely in better shape than the majority of people out there. And so I just wanted to do this video and tell you a little bit about my steroid story, which is I've been around it for years. I've been a little bit tempted, but never to the point of actually like getting it or looking for it or asking somebody like really deep questions about the different options for me, because I decided at 9 years old that I was going to work hard. And I would just like to throw it out there that if you're somebody out there and you're young and you're considering taking steroids because you want to look a certain way, I'm here to tell you, you don't need them. You're going to need to work harder, you're going to need to diet better, you're going to need to supplement, but you don't need to go that route, because the truth is the gains you gain naturally stay with you longer, they're better, and at the end of the day, it's healthier than taking, you know, performance enhancing drugs, steroids, or gear, or whatever you want to call it. But that's my opinion. And I just wanted to share it with you because I don't want any of you hurting yourself, and I don't want you seeing all these super shredded, amazingly buff guys out there and thinking that that's, you know, expected or that's normal. You know, that's fine. It's fine for them, but hopefully for you and your life, you choose to go a different route. And you can look amazing being natural. You're not going to be as big, but really, who cares? It's about you living an amazing life. Guys, thanks for watching. All the information that I talked about will be linked down below on our bodybuilding.com landing page, and I just think you're amazing, and wanted to share something that I know a lot of you guys were asking and wondering about, but that's my story. That's it.